Welcome to the Voice of the People. I'm your host, Awiti Duncan. Today, I want us to look at what is called the role of members of parliament, known as the MPs, and their impact to mwananchi. When we talk about who an MP is, most of us, or some of us, will only think that their role is to attend funerals and talk about politics and also show how powerful they are and move from one constituency to another, talking about CDF project. Initially, the constitution did not even recognize what is called the NGCDF. But because they are the lawmakers at the national level, they decided to do what is called the constitutional change. And they brought it back because that is the only way they could also be seen that they are working. Yet, that was not their role. Their role was supposed to do what is called budget allocation, budget approval. They were supposed to do what is called representation, and they were supposed to do what is called legislation and oversight. When we look at this particular point, let me start with the representation. As an MP, what is your work? I remember the last time that I was contesting to be an MP for Karachuonyo constituency in the 2022 general election, most of the people thought and asked me, what are you going to do for us as an individual? I told them the MP's job is very simple, is representation. What does this representation mean? Representation means that whenever anything is being done, if I'm from Karachuonyo, I have to ensure that the Karachuonyo interest is taken first. As an MP. That's why I have to be there to ensure that their interest is taken. And actually, when they want the votes, they ask you, so and so a member from Karachuonyo constituency. At that particular point, it means that you as an individual, you are there on their behalf. So when I vote yes or no, it means that the people of Karachuonyo have spoken, and that is what is called representation. Representation, it means that I have to do what is best for Karachuonyo people first. As an MP represent the people of a constituency at the National Assembly. They speak on behalf of wananchi, raise issues affecting the constituency, push for national attention to local problems. 2, when you talk about legislation, MPs must participate in what is called debates. But do our MPs do that? No, they only debate in funerals. Most of the MPs, they move from one funeral to another. Actually, even if they are going to miss a funeral, they will have to send a representative because that is where they can send their PR nicely, whereby they send even 5,000, 2,000, 3,000, or 4,000. Of which, even if you go to those funerals that they are in, you get that even somebody died because of lack of medicine, of which they could not even be able to raise because the governor is there with them. So MPs are supposed to pass laws that are affecting the as the country as a whole. So the difference between MPs and MCAs is that MCAs was only supposed to pass laws that are affecting their county. But MPs, they pass laws that affect the whole country. 2, they are supposed to do what is called amending policies. For example, maybe there is a clause within that law that they see that is going to limit the country, so they can do what is called amendment. Once they have amended, it means that it can be changed so that we don't have it the way it was, but now it becomes in a way in which that is now best for the country. 2, the MP is supposed to do what is called oversight of the national government. For example, when you talk about corruption, it is not we have to go on strike so that the corruption case can be heard. We have our people within the parliament, but the only problem we have in this country is that the parliament is not doing what they are supposed to do. Because the parliament has been politicized to an extent that when you go to parliament, you only talk about what is called the party stance. In the last election, not that I did not want to contest on any given party, but I did not want to win an election, then take position of any party. That's why I didn't want any party. That's why I went as an independent. And many people were asking, like, why are you going on an independent ticket? Because when you go there, you cannot do what is called an oversight when you're a member of a given party. Because different parties, they have their stance in that they believe in a given thing. Whatever the party leader says, that is final. So you get that even the current parliament, like the 2024 finance bill, it was passed by our MPs. But later, some of them started now disowning it. Why? Because now they realize now the people had now come onto their necks where they could not survive. So they decided to be a little bit softer. We have budget approval. For example, there is a close resemblance between oversight and budget approval. For example, when you talk about budget oversight, it means you are going to look at whatever was done with the last budget or whatever was allocated. Was it done to your satisfaction, or was it done according to the agreement or according to the plan? But you get that in Kenya, you get that somewhere we have decided to do A. Then tomorrow, because A is very difficult to do, he gives little few coins to somebody so that they do, instead of A, they do a little bit C. So it means that whatever is supposed to be done, even maybe it's supposed to be done within 1 year, it is going to be done within even 2 years or 3 years. In the long run, our value has now lost its value. Because, for example, if you are supposed to deliver as a project today, and you've delivered it after 2 years, then it means that there's a problem. Because we were supposed to start getting the value for our money immediately, that now you've delayed our value, our project. So it means that if we are supposed to use that road, we are not going to use it because it is not yet ready. So that one, it means that if this one was supposed to ease some kind of congestion, then we are not going to get it. When we talk about budget approval, after the Treasury has done their budget, they take it to Parliament for some kind of approval. Once the NCA has done what is now called the approval, that is when now the executive will be allowed to do project. But to my surprise, you get that even an MPs are going to State House to lobby for projects. Why? Because projects are not allocated at State House. Projects are allocated in Parliament, whereby even if the President does A, B, C, D, but the MPs have refused that they cannot be able to sign it, you get that there is a problem. In the last speech of the President, there's sometimes back before, when the President was together with the late Honorable Prime Minister Raila Odinga, he talked about the corruption in both of the houses. He said it himself. There is a lot of corruption within those particular points. But who is giving them money? Because for corruption to be there must be somebody who is giving, and there must be somebody who is on the receiving end. We get that now, when you talk about Constituency Development Fund, this money was not supposed to be there. But we get that the MPs, because they want to be looked at people who are working so hard to achieve certain dreams which are not there, so they have decided to put it. We get that we have schools. They are building few schools whereby you get even somebody does a very small structure, then tell you 2 million is already spent. We get somebody doing very nice buildings, then he tells you he has used 1 million, the other one has used 4 million. Then you wonder, are we in the same country? Two, we have what is called the bursaries. The MCAs give bursaries. Okay, sometimes they give bursary of 5,000, and you get that somebody is paying fees even worth 70,000, and he has been given 5,000. If we subtract 5,000 from the 70, it means that how much will it be? This person will be remaining with 75,000. So it means that still that money is not enough. That's why we get that our kids are not going to school as per the way they should be. Two, because MPs have decided to choose they have done what is called populist politics, whereby they only want something that keeps them to wananchi. You know, as a parent, even if you receive 2,000, 5,000, because you don't understand how things should work, then you'll just be very happy and say, thank you. But as a comrade, you say that a comrade should never say thank you, but you say you should demand for more because it is your right. When you look at solutions to our problem, one, you as a citizen, you must understand what the role of an MP. Then track CDF projects and ensure that if it was 10 million, ensure it has been done at 10 million. Note, and whatever has been done at 10 million, ensure that it is equivalent to that 10 million. Participate in public forums, whereby you get that, ensure that you engage your MP daily, if it is not monthly. But ensure you try to question them and ask about the project, how they were supposed to be done, and why they have not been done, or why they have been delayed. Then to demand what is called transparency. Even if a project has been done, ensure that you know how the process was done. Even not, they don't just tell you that we gave how the project it is going to be done. No, who has taken the project and how was it done. Then vote based on performance, not emotion. We look at most of the people, like in 2022, not that I wasn't qualified. I was qualified and I was approved by the IBC to run for a member of constituency, MP Karashwani. But you get that most of those particular places, people do not vote based on who is more qualified. One, they look at, has this person been there? Okay, doing what? Because one, you only work somewhere that you are employed. Two, they don't vote based on performance. They vote based on, do this person belong to a given party? Do this person stand with so and so? Not knowing that even so and so has his MP, so and so has his MCA, so and so has his governor, and he ensure that the places that he is, those things are done properly. One thing as citizens that we must do, we must ensure that your MP represents you, your voice at the national level. But your voice only matters if you understand how to use it. Knowledge creates accountability. Accountability creates change. This is Voice of the People, where truth speaks. Stay informed, stay engaged, and take back control.